Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Tommy Hill Farmer. Today we're gonna go with wheat combine. So pretty much all systems go as soon as we get a good moisture on it. So we'll be heading out to do that soon. We're just getting our combines ready today. We got both of our, the 670 and the 680 in here. I don't know if we're using the Prairie Dragon today or not, but I do know we're using these two for sure. So, welcome to another episode of Tommy Hill Farmer. Alright, we got one combine ready. Actually, I think we have two combines ready. The one in our mirror is ready too. So yeah, I'm gonna head out with this one. We're gonna go get a sample. Park brake off. Lights are good. So yeah, I'm gonna go get a sample. And then they should follow right after. Okay, we just took our sample. Figured out it's go time. So I'm driving the grain cart out there. We already have two trucks out at our field. And then they're bringing our other combine that we're going to use. And we're going to go. Oh, this is what I get for forgetting to dump. I had to drive all the way back, almost the other end of the field. Inefficient. It's not good. Oh well. At least I was harvesting for most of the time. There's 680. He's got number 1 on his, and I've got number 7 on mine. So that's all we're using today. We don't quite have enough manpower to use 3 combines today, so we're only going with 4 people, which is probably just enough for 2 combines. Yeah, just plugging along here, about 4.5 miles an hour. It's going pretty well. I can't really tell the yield because we haven't calibrated our monitors yet, so they don't really know. But I think it's doing okay. Looks like he's a little bit more full this time, and his engine compartment is open. Interesting. Well, right now we don't quite have a grain cart driver because we're working on getting our combines to talk to each other so we know where we've been. So my dad is helping Grandpa with that in his new combine. So right now we just have to dump in the grain cart and not on the go. But eventually we should have a grain cart driver so I don't have to stop. Well, I got kicked out of the combine. Grandpa came and took it so that they could figure out their, so that Dad could figure out that other one, the new one, because something with the electronics isn't working. The combines are supposed to talk to each other so they can see where they've been, but they aren't doing that. So, he's trying to figure that out. Okay, so we moved over to the other side of the road, and I just brought the red peat over. Chuck brought the blue peat from the bin site. He's taking the white one. Dump it now. So yeah, we're on the other side of the road now from where we were. So that's actually one field down in wheat harvest. And then right now, they're just working on some of the computer stuff in that combine because it's not quite working the way that we want it to. So they're checking out a couple of our monitors, in the one in our quad, and then they're checking out the one in the combine to see what's wrong with it right now. And hopefully they should get it fixed up. You get to dump in some pretty bizarre places when you're doing outside rounds where we come from. So Yeah. Only on the edge of a cliff almost. As far as cliffs go, this is the North Dakota one. So, yeah. Came for supper, so now we're shutting down for a little bit, just to pause to eat, because you know Grandma cooks good food, so we stopped for her. Okay, on to the next field we go. They're dropping the header off that combine because it's 40 feet and a real pain in the butt to drive down the road, so they're pulling it with the pickup. Then they're going to drive that combine home and follow me. We're gonna fill up with fuel, and then we're gonna come back and get everything else, fill those up with fuel, and go to the next field. And by tonight, we should be combining at the next field. It is 7 o'clock already, so it takes a while to get everything there and stuff. So we'll have to see how fast we can do it. Okay, just got fuel in this. Just need it topped off. Now we're gonna get it in the 680. And the 680 also requires diesel exhaust fluid. All right, second day of wheat harvest. Going pretty well. I got in the new combine today, so I'm gonna try to work on making some settings go here and tweak it a little bit more. See how fun this thing is to drive. And then, yeah. Well, I was working on this combine and I got it to control its own speed now. Now all I gotta do is get it so that it'll control the header height, which that's actually a thing on some combines, or with a John Deere combine and a John Deere header. But we don't have John Deere's, just McDonald's. So yeah, now it's controlling its own speed, so it works great until it doesn't. So I just have to watch it, make sure that I can pull back so we don't plug it. Alright, we got one little chunk of this field done, so I got stuck on the opposite side of it. So yeah, we got one chunk done. Hopefully we get more done today, so just keep plugging away at it. So, we've got 2 trucks gone. One truck here, so that means that one of our grain cart driver had to leave because the trucks were getting too full, and they're trying to stay on top of it. The 2 combines are harvesting too fast for 1 truck driver and 3 trucks, so we have to use 2 truck drivers. And since we only have 4 people, that means that we don't have a grain cart driver, so we have to stop now. So look at that. Okay, we got another piece done all the way over there. Now we're just on this little tiny piece. Grandpa's been working on it off and on. So, yeah, just this little bit left on this field, and then all that wheat on that hillside over there. Alright, we got a whole quarter done today so far, and still cooking right along, so yeah, on to the next one. Grandpa's got a real load on him that time. Oh my. Alright, we caught up with our truck drivers again. Grain cart's full, time to go dump it. I tried to get to the end of the pass, but it didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. Now the grain cart's full too. Well, I forgot to tell Dad that that combine is driving itself until he pushes the driving button off. So I'll have to call him and tell him how it works. But I got it working the way that it should. So it works really well now. But before it was kind of a pain. But now I got it. So hopefully he figures out how to use it. If not, I'll just run him through it. Okay, I had to leave for a little bit, but now I'm back. Looks like they're fixing a little bit on the header up there. And Grandpa's still going. But I'm gonna move this truck here and probably go switch with the Dad eventually. Or right now while he's fixing his header. That way he can fix it for me. There goes our other combine. All the pretty lights. Okay, goodbye for tonight. Going home. Alright, so I caught out just in time so that we can move. And my mom and brother were driving this combine, and they're not quite qualified to drive it down the road. So I'm driving it down the road, and then I'm going to open up the field, and I'll hand it back to my brother eventually. But I don't really like to give it up. But I will have to eventually. So yeah, we're on the way to the next field. Got another combine crew here too. Meeting them on the road. Here's brother Phil. Driving combine, so I don't have to. Make sure he's good, and then I'll go drive grain cart. Okay, just dumped Phil. Or dumped out the grain cart. And then now I have to go open up the field so that Phil can keep driving combine. Well, I just had to stop with Phil, and well, he had a little jiggle bang thing that was going on, noise thing, so he stopped. Then he called me and he was wondering what it was. So when I went over there, one of the covers was open on the side of the combine, and so I closed that, and then it didn't have any problems when I got in there. So I'm thinking that cover was hitting on the tire, and then it was hitting on the other thing, so that's why it was making a jiggle bang thing, because it was swinging back and forth. So I think he's good now, so hopefully I fixed it. But it's always scary when those things happen, when you don't know what noise it is. Now he's empty. Now I'm gonna go Grandpa so I can fill up a semi. Alright guys, some of our fields on the Tommy Hill Farmer have hills. Yep. And this is one of our most, well, it's a ravine. Yep. So it's kind of steep on this edge. And we're kind of tipped. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
See the ravine? Pretty deep. Don't fall in line. Hey, here's a dump. I should show you guys how this works, this whole process. It's kind of interesting. There's a couple components to the grain cart. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So, yeah. And how our scale works, that's a whole nother story. Can make a whole 20-minute video off that. Alright, grain carts just emptied that out. mostly, filled another truck up. Now, gonna take the red peat home and call it a night. And then tomorrow, Saturday, hopefully we'll be able to combine all day tomorrow, and I'll be able to video all day tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah, no. I can't GoPro the stars, but they're out. It's pretty cool. But we just made it home, and now we're going in, calling it a night. The red peat is here.